all right, I mean, here's a contact. I won't talk to him for 3 months. And not knowing how that would affect him, but then creating a situation where Peter feels like he has to prove himself and not doing it. And also, I love the scene where, so Peter calls Tony Mr. Stark, all that stuff, and except for one line when he's making a video and Tony's like, hey man, how, what you wearing? Hope something's gonna be a hope. And Peter looks at him like, no, it's Tony, Anthony, I will knock you out. Mr. Side, talking about out one more time. Can you forget I can bench press a truck? like just give him that look, like don't cross no lines. Like, I respect you and all, but you will get knocked out. So love that. He did it just enough to be that parental figure that got enforced. Made it feel like this is a complete universe. So yeah, Tony Stark being there was great. Also love how, so a big problem with these superhero movies, Age of Apocalypse, all that, Age of Ultron, is they try to, even the Venom movie, I bet you do this too, they try to squeeze storylines that took a year or multiple issues or multiple arcs to climax into some big event. And they try to brand that off in one movie. So, it's not really an age if it takes place in a couple days. So I like that they're sprinkling Tony Stark's stories, finishing his story, or adding to a story in other movies. So you always knew there was something up with his parents' death, but they kind of put it in Winter Soldier, finished it in Civil War. You already knew that he was in this relationship with Pepper Potts, but what happened afterwards? Oh, they broke up. Oh, she's back. There's this back and forth. He wants to marry her, type of thing. I like that every storyline doesn't need its own movie, but getting some further Iron Man stuff is great. Also, catching little hints, like he's making a prototype shield for Captain America. Thor's belt, which from the comic increases strength, is apparently in Stark Tower for some reason. Knowing these things are going on, impressive. Also seeing how the world justifies, some people were like, I think Captain America's a terrorist now. I don't know. Just seeing them, those impacts ripple through. So anyway, Tony Stark was great. Aunt May, great. That scene where she was talking about Peter didn't answer her phone calls for a while when he got trapped somewhere, and she's like, you can't do that, you can't do that, and this happy-go-lucky loving aunt that's just so charming. She had a little bit of a break in her, not a facade, but in her demeanor, and you could tell she lived through a tragedy, and she was literally worried herself sick about what happened to another important person in her life. So that was great. People respect the relationship with Aunt May and Peter weren't explored enough. I saw in some things, and I don't think so. I think they was explored just enough. You got their relationship. You got that they were really. Peter had a best friend, but his aunt was also kind of his best friend. And and you see how dedicated she is to him. And I also see the struggle. They don't have a house in Queens, live in an apartment. A book bag, a fancy book bag, affects the budget. There was I like that. So they have the TV movie magical money thing. I don't know what anybody does, but still I like that they showed that aspect of it. And that she wasn't falling over Tony Stark. I like that too. Happy. Love to see Happy back. Love this relationship with Peter. I'm not a person with any stuff. I just need to do this job. I'm trying to, put a bathroom in my house kind of thing. Yeah, that's great. Oh, you know what? I was doing this in order of most impact, and I just completely skipped over Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is the best Marvel villain since Loki, because you get him. You understand his motivations. They took he's not in the movie he went very little, but they took enough time to explore his motivations that you got him. And I didn't think he was all a bad guy. He did some bad things, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't, but you could have a bear with him and talk to him, because you understood. Tony Stark trampled on my life, pretty much financially ruined me, because they waited after I started a job, and hired all these people, trucks, and everything like that, and they took it away with no compensation. And he was like, oh, sorry. And it wasn't Tony directly, but it emanates from Tony. And he's like, I gotta do what I gotta do for my family. And again, it's that Les Mis thing. Where would your family starving? Do you crack open a plate glass window to a glass window to steal a loaf of bread? Just take times that by 100, you get what's going on. It's all about giving his family a good life. Yeah, I don't think it was selfish. I mean, he wanted to take care of his family and provide for his guys. And also, people look like saying about Mike Keaton and Birdman and Batman and bringing that stuff. But there's this 80s movie, I couldn't really remember. I think it was called Gung Ho, or whatever. It was about him in cars. I just remember a scene where he's showing the cars to these Japanese businessmen. But I feel like if you look at some of Mike Keaton's work, he brought a lot of that to them. That everyman type of working crawler, like sit there and have a beer with this guy kind of thing. But his determination and his grit, that's what makes him dangerous. They had Tinker in there, which kind of confused me because I thought the Daredevil guy had it with Tinker, but excellent job, brought a lot to the movie. I don't really like all too many classic Spider-Man villains from the comics. Every time they show up, it's kind of like, it's a point when I started reading comics that Spider-Man could pretty much easily handle his rogue gallery. His standard rogue gallery. They had to start getting people like Venom and Kane and Maximum Carnage series and all that stuff to really, really challenge him. But this movie showed me that you can take any concept and make it work and make it believable in this universe, because it was believable how he got his armor. Somebody was complaining about how the Tinkerer guy could make all these gadgets when Tony Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. couldn't use this stuff. But there was a Marvel short after the Avengers movie where they showed that some people just can naturally understand and work this technology and make it usable. And like S.H.I.E.L.D. grab a couple of them because they're like, we need you because we can't figure this stuff out. Which makes sense. Sometimes we're just savants. We don't know how technology works. It could be just a certain type of brain level type of thing, or a brainwave type of thing, not necessarily smarts. And during the Marvel Universe with the human being a big experiment with multiple influences. Anyway, it makes sense that there could be some people that can use this and a lot of people who can't. What else? Love the kids, love the cast. I love how they were social bullying this with Flash Thompson rather than just like school jock bullying, which I think there's such a campaign going on about the stopping of that physical bullying and even the verbal bullying. But like, I feel like for most schools now, like they're working, I think that it's different than like when we were growing up. And like I was very shocked when I actually worked at a school when I was getting my master's or ending my bachelor's. And anyway, but like I was very surprised how there was such a zero tolerance to that physical bullying or fighting, and it actually worked. Sorry guys, I'm like doing this thing because all right, we're just gonna leave it there. But I love the team. I love how they introduced Michelle. I'm not going to go too far into that one. The thing with Liz, I love how they put little characters in from the Spider-Man mythos, like Betty Bryant, you're like, oh, that's who it is, or oh, that's Scorpion, or da 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 da. Like you just get all these different references, and it was beautiful. It made me happy as a Spider-Man fan. The ending was great. Third acts for especially these superhero movies have been so disappointing. Even Wonder Woman, which I liked. Like I think it's the best DC movie now. Third act was kind of weak. Third act of this, no. I love the fight. I love the payoff. I love the ramifications for the left. I love that they, spoiler, really big spoiler. I love that they didn't kill the villain. Marvel has a history of just killing the villain, because they're not forward thinking. There was no reason to kill Ronan. I'd love to see Ronan show up again and maybe face somebody like the Avengers or I'm trying to think of another Marvel villain. They kill them all. They just kill most of them. It's very shocking when they don't kill them at this point. But, you know, like Purple Man, I hope isn't dead. I mean, they stabbed his neck, but they talk about neck regeneration. But anyway, I want to see that character show up and maybe face Daredevil or face somebody else or see how other heroes. That's one of the beauties of this world. And I get that they're getting the hero mixing right, but I think they're leaving out that it's also cool when like Venom breaks into Stark Towers to punish Tony Stark. Seeing how Iron Man handles it, or you know, seeing the Juggernaut show up in Hulk and seeing how Hulk, not that they can't use Juggernaut, but you get what I'm saying. So they didn't do it in this. And even Michael Keaton, the show, he had a motivation, which was to provide for his family. Even though Peter kind of took that away from him, kid saved his life. Still, I don't know if he's saving it for his own vengeance or what, but when they asked him, like, you know who he is? And he's like, if I knew who he is, he'd be dead. And I was like, yeah, true. All right. You know, because he could have just sold him out. The scene in the car with Michael Keaton and Peter Parker, that whole car scene had me dying laughing. Like, woman, shut up! Shut up, said Peter. And you weren't at the thing, and you weren't there, and you came to DC, and why'd you disappear? And da 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 da. He keep dropping all these hits, and he's like, damn. And Michael Keaton was like, I will kill your whole family. Have a nice day, Peter. Like, love that whole scene. Love the whole, from the time he went in to pick her up to the whole thing. Even when Peter left her at the prom, or dance, I don't remember which one it was, but love that. I love the time of seeing Peter when he stopped being Spider-Man for a while, and he just got to be a normal high schooler and see how heavy that burden is of being a hero is, but how much he still wants it. Captain America promos were perfect because that would really happen in real life. I could see that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things to talk about. There's just so much I loved about this movie. I think after tonight, I'm probably gonna solidify my opinion that this is the best Spider-Man movie ever. It felt like a comic book on a page to me, and I think that Marvel's finally, because comic books should be this universe where, like, Schnepp off of Colliders does that thing where comics are weird, I think. And yes, comics are weird. Comics are the weird where you can have a Spider-Ham swing by, the Hulk can punch his way into the astral plane, where you can see Professor Xavier in Spanish knight armor dealing a shadowy figure, and Stephen Strange might happen to float by, type of thing. Where you could have Howard the Duck or a planet full of amorphic animals, and like you just do all this weird stuff and see what sticks and see what works. And I think because the public has finally gotten saturated, or finally gotten used to, people worry about saturation of superheroes. I think because people finally got used to superheroes and a little tease of, we can go out there, we can expand your mind of what you'll accept, like make that man believe you, make you believe a man can fly. Marvel's done a really good thing where you're gonna see some weird stuff. You can have Guardians of the Galaxy and just go out there. What, this planet became a guy, had sex with a woman, had a kid. What? You know what? I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, all right, these are the rules. Spider-Man felt like a comic book movie that I could just go with, within its lane. Doctor Strange, people complain about it, but it's expanding the public's mind. So yes, we're getting real comic book movies now. Not like the 90s where they grounded in black leather and you can't do this and we don't see nobody flying and we can't have no giant robots. No, comics are here. This is the everyday norm. And I felt like I read a really good story arc of like I felt like I read 4 comics or whatever while seeing the Spider-Man movie. It was satisfying. It was a good meal. Can't wait to watch it drunk. And I'm gonna see it again tonight. Hope you all do too. Sorry this ran long. There's just so much to say about this, and I could go on more, but you probably, if you're still here, you're probably like, all right, man, you can shut up now. This was background noise. You're taking me out of it. Anyway, sure there'll be a reaction for 3 Black Geeks or JVS. This is Drunk Geek. Don't drink and drive, but I think it's good to geek on and drive. And for a special someone that's watching and you know who you are, the box in the last is the last place you think you look. It didn't come out as smooth as I thought, but it's mysterious. Dog, really, just check under your seat. All right, guys. See ya.